In our to-do list, we'll be looking at printing text in Python, and we'll touch on some simple operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. We'll also look at floats, exponentiation, quotient, and then remainder. Now, printing of text in Python. The print statement is often used to output a text in Python. So you type what you want with a print statement enclosed in brackets, and Python in return gives you what you've asked for. So we would first of all create a short program that displays hello world. So we start by using print in two parentheses, then we have our quotation. You could either use a single or double quotation. Python accepts both. So hello world, and you have the output there. We can also have print and quote hello world, and you also have it here. Now you can also use the print statement to write or run multiple lines of code. So for example, if we want to write, let's say, print hello world, print hello Africa, and then print hello Ghana. Now these are three lines of code, and so we run it in our script, and as I taught you earlier, we save it and we run, and this gives us an output of three separate lines indicating what we asked Python to write. Now looking at addition in Python, you simply use the addition sign and the numbers you want to put together. You get an output. You can also use the print statement. By using the print statement, you have to enclose it in the parentheses, but this time without quotation, because you are not working with strings. These are numbers. So we have 4 plus 3. 4 plus 3. Here we go. Now the same thing is done when doing subtraction. So we have our print statement. Then we have 7 minus 4. And we have our output. Now with multiplication, we use asterisks. So we have print 4 times 4. Then we have our answer. Also, using it without the print statement will still give you a result, but you know what, with a print statement we want an output, so that's why we use it. Now we can also do division, but with division we use backslash. So print, so 12 divided by backslash 2, then we have our result. But I would advise that when using more than one or multiple operators, it's ideal to enclose what you want solved first in brackets. So for example, I want 2 plus 4 to be solved first before dividing it by 2, and so it gives me an answer. Now we have something we call floats in Python. Floats represent numbers that are not integers. When I say an integer, I mean a positive or a negative whole number. These positive or negative whole numbers are not expressed without any fractional component. So these are what floats actually do. They help us represent numbers that aren't integers. And in writing a float, you can simply use the backslash. So we can have print for and we have a float. This has some fractional components attached to it. 0.52 is a float. Now, when you perform an operation with two floats, you get a float. So for example, print 0.5 plus 1.5, we get a float. And if you also perform an operation with one float and another being an integer, you still get a float. Okay, now next on our to-do list is exponentiation. Now that is raising one number to the power of another number. So you can have 2 raised to the power 6, 4 raised to the power 7, 3 raised to the power 8, and that's exponentiation. And exponentiation can be done using double asterisks. So for example, we have, if we want to print 2 raised to the power 4, this is how you write it, and you get your result 16. So we can try print, want to raise the sum of 2 and 8 to the power 3. So it first of all adds 2 to 8, then raises 10 to the power 3, and we'll have our result. Okay, so next on our to-do list, we'll be looking at quotient. Now, a quotient is what you obtain after you divide a number by another number. So considering this example, 20 divided by 4 is equals to 5. You have 20 being the dividend, 4 being the divisor, and 5 being the quotient. Now in Python, we have something we call the floor division. Now, to perform floor division in Python, you use double backslash. And when floor division is performed in Python, it gives you only the quotient or only the results without the remainder. So if you perform any floor division in Python, it gives you the perfect division result without the remainder. So for example, let's say 7 /2. It gives us 3 because 2 goes into 7 perfectly 3 times. 3 by 2 is 6. There's a remainder of 1, but it doesn't output the remainder. We can also try 13 /2. It gives us 6. Now 2 goes into 13 perfectly 6 times with a remainder of 1. It only outputs the perfect division without the remainder. Now in Python 2, we have something we call the modulo operator. It is often used to obtain the remainder of a division. So the modulo operator is the percentage sign, and it's often used to obtain the remainder of a division. It's more of like the opposite of a floor division. So in using the modulo, let me just try an example here. 20 percentage sign 6. Now what it is telling us here is that 20 divided by 6 gives us a remainder of 2. That is 6 goes into 23 times. That's 3, 6, 18 with a remainder of 2. So we are done for today, but I would like you to try your hands on these questions. I know you can do them, so just try your hands. They are very simple. You can leave your answers in the comment section. So we have print 2 plus 6 times 9. You can try it and let's see what results we have. But a very interesting one is the last question, which is fill in the blanks to the output. So Python is fun. Fill in the blanks if you want to print that out. Okay, so thank you very much. Now, please don't forget to subscribe, like and share my video. See you next time.